I would like to also once again thank all of the individuals that continue to be involved in the committee to free me from this mode of darkness that I find myself in. I know that I haven't spoken much about my case, and there's a reason for it, and the reason for that is because there's a certain group of attorneys and constitutional scholars that are in the process of opening my case again. There's no question about the injustice that was committed against me, especially in this last case. Prosecutional misconduct, the withholding of evidence to the very end of the trial, where the federal judge threatened the government with a contempt of court, not giving us sufficient time for investigation and preparation of the case after we found the evidence that they had withheld from us. There was a certain person, and this is the first time that I speak about this publicly, that had dealt with the U.S. government. And he was arrested by the government. The person had contacted our office in order to hire our office to represent his brother, who was incarcerated at that time in California. We eventually contacted the authorities in California, found out about his case, and when he came back to us, we told him how much it was going to cost for us to get into the case. He told us that he would come back and speak to us, and then came back, and little did we know that he was trying to enter into a drug deal with the U.S. government that he didn't know was the U.S. government. When he was arrested, he expressed that he was talking to me about the case, and one thing led to another, and next thing I know, that individual is talking to me about doing this and doing that, and I told him that we were not into that. The rest you will find as part of the trial proceedings. I was arrested. That particular person was a material witness to our case. At the time of my arrest, he was put in an airplane and he flew to Mexico. We didn't know of that particular part of the case until the last days of the trial, because we knew there was some part that was missing. And finally, my attorney, DeGuerin, asked the court to put the government witnesses on the stand. And one or two of them perjured themselves about not knowing anything about it. And finally, the judge was going to hold them in contempt and made them bring that particular part of the evidence before us. And it stated where this particular person had entered into a conspiracy and blah, 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 and this and that, and that's part of the trial that we're trying to get back to. I am not guilty of the charges that I was charged with. For what the government had, my sentence was a death sentence. I have been sentenced to life sentence without parole. I have never in my life carried a weapon, nor have I ever been charged with assault or battery or the murder of anyone. And yet I was given a life sentence without parole, which in reality is a death sentence. I will continue to fight for my liberation, but most importantly, I want the people out there to know that I will continue to struggle for the liberation of my people. That first and foremost. Because if my people were free out there today, I will be free tomorrow. I want to thank you with my heart, with me today. And again, I want to thank my loving family and my loving wife for being the Mexicana that she is, for being brave, for being valiente, to know what is right and what is wrong.
And I myself want to tell you that I appreciate the opportunity that you presented to me today. And it's been an honor to interview you. And that I'd like to thank you, hermano.
Muchas gracias.
I appreciate it very much.
Gracias.